Well, hello everybody. In this video presentation, I'm going to spend a few minutes with you talking about the discussion boards, and in particular the discussion boards which are the exam reviews. We've got some, not everybody's on the same page on this, and I want to make sure everybody gets on the same page. So let me get out of the way and we'll start talking about the discussion boards. And there are two parts. The first part is where you're going to give me a brief paragraph, a couple sentences, where you tell the class what you found most interesting about the chapter. And let us know whether it was something completely new to you or something that you already knew about but just found interesting. That's going to be 2 or 3 sentences in the first paragraph of your post. Your post will be one post for both sections, not 2 separate posts. You post them together, and I'll show you how to add them both at the same time, because it appears some people aren't real sure how to do this. Now, the more important, the bulk of the discussion is going to be the exam review. You'll need to download the exam review. I suggest that this is the first thing you do before you watch the video for the chapter or read the chapter itself. Exactly how you download it is going to depend on what operating system you're using. I can tell you how to do it, and I'm going to highly recommend you use Chrome for this. You need to use Chrome to take your exams, so you might as well use it because it seems to work better with Blackboard than some of the other web browsers. So if you're using Chrome, if you hover over the link right here, simply right-click on it, and then you will be able to see Save Link As. If you're using a different browser, it may say Save Target As. Now, if you're using an Apple system, whatever method you use to get up this, this pop-up menu, use that, and again, you'll have something that tells you to save it. Alternatively, this may or may not work on your computer, but if you click on the link itself, it should open it up in a new window. The window may open into gibberish. It may not. If it does open into gibberish, up here on the upper right, it will be something that says Open Original or something of that sort. Click on that, and then it should open it. Then you can download it. There should be a thing here saying download. Click download. I, again, will highly recommend that you download everything into your OneDrive file. If you do not have that set up, I'm going to show you where to get to it in a minute. And you would simply click on the OneDrive, and then it will be on your computer and in the cloud. I've, over the years, have probably had a half dozen, maybe a dozen students whose completed research paper disappeared when their computer crashed. If they had used OneDrive or some alternative cloud storage, that wouldn't have been an issue. I've been using cloud storage for 10, 15 years now, and there are so many of them out there that are free. You don't even have to pay. I do pay for mine because I have almost a terabyte of information on it. I can use it for my backup. I use the Google Drive for it. This OneDrive is provided by the college, and you've got all the space you'll ever need for your college materials. So when you save it, if you don't save it to OneDrive, wherever you save it, make sure you know where it is so you can open it. Then open it up before you look at the material, read the book, and kind of go through it and say, okay, these are the terms I'm going to need to look at. I need to look if crime control model's in there. The terms are somewhat in order as they're found in the book, but not always. They kind of get jumbled around over time. In addition, different editions of the book move things around quite often, so they may not be completely in the right order, but just kind of glance through them, and as you're going, print it out and then start taking notes. Say the dual court system, that's a court system that has both state and federal courts, so just make that note there, and then at some point go back and type your answers into your document and save the document. So let's talk about getting the OneDrive and how to get that before we move on, and that will also kind of lead to opening things using Word. This right now is open using the Google's documents because that's kind of the default in Chrome. And it may not open that way in everybody's computer. Just remember, things are a little bit different. Okay, so to get to the OneDrive and get to Word and the Office suite that you can download that is paid for by your college, you'll want to go log into the pod, and then somewhere on there will be the messages. If you will click on this side arrow, it will open them up in another link, and here you'll get all your mail. This is my junk mail, so I don't have any students' names visible. This just displayed on the screen. But up here in the upper left, you've got the 9 dots. If you click on that, that's the app launcher. You can go to a web-based version of your OneDrive or Outlook or Word or whatever. Or you can download it to your computer. So to download it to your computer, if you want to put OneDrive on your computer, you'll need to download it. Click on Office 365. That will bring you up to another screen. Right here are all the apps that you can load, web-based, or you can install it to your computer. I think you've got 3 or 4 instances that you can install on different computers. So you would simply down-click and click on here, or you can do other installing options, so you can pick and choose what you want. But then you put the OneDrive. You follow, how to set it up on your computer. I'm not going to go into that now. But then you've got your documents in OneDrive on your computer and in the cloud. So when you work on them, you'll find them in both places. So that just kind of show you that. Also, you can download the full version of Word, which makes it a whole lot easier. So you have now reading the material. You're kind of deciding what you find most interesting. You're adding all the information in. You type it up. Now we need to, cut and paste this into our document. So first thing you're going to do is we're going to need to open that document in a format where we can cut and paste it. Don't open it in anything other than the Word document, because that's going to be the easiest way to do it. If you have Word on your computer, by far the easiest method to open it. Open it, type your answers in here. Whatever they are, that's a little bit gibberish there, but just type in your information and save it. We'll get back to cutting and pasting it in a minute. You can also open that same document in let me go back here, straight from the web base. So if you don't have Word downloaded, come to this app section, and again I'll show you the 9 dots. If you click on Word, and then you can come down here where it says Upload and Open. Move myself out of the way. Upload and Open. And you click on that. And then you find the document you want to upload. And that's why you got to remember where you saved it. And it takes a couple seconds for it to actually upload. The thing, if you don't have the OneDrive set up, it's going to save it in your OneDrive anyway. So when you're done, you're going to have to download it back to your computer. But that's not an issue. Then you can come in here and type your answers in. Oops, as soon as it finishes thinking. Okay, so we type our answers in, and you get all the information in there. And then you're going to want to save it. When you're done, you can save it by hitting File, I guess Save As, and then here in Save As, you download a copy or you save a copy online. So download it to your computer if you're not, if you don't have the OneDrive set up. I highly recommend you get the OneDrive set up. Okay, so now we've got our information. We are now ready to upload our discussion. We're simply going to click on the discussion post. It is going to come up and said that this is a post first thread. Don't post blank things. Don't cheat. You won't stay in the class. I need you to actually put your material in on your first post. Both items, both your what I find most interesting, leave a blank line, and then paste your answer in from the exam review. So let's click on it. You're going to name in the subject line. You will type your name, and then chapter 1 or whatever. Then directly in the post, you'll simply type, I found ... to be most interesting. Okay, and why. So you have more information there. Now we're going to paste the other information. So if you are going to have the document open in the Word, let me try to get that up here. The full version of Word, if, let me see if I got to raise this up just a little bit. Hang on just a second. There we go. Okay. You've got the full version of Word. There's a lot of ways you can select everything. If you hit Control A will select everything. I think it's Command A if you're using an Apple product. If you've got the full version of the ribbon, if you click on the Select button found right below the Find and Replace, you can also hit Select All. If you right-click or whatever method you use, and well, that's only going to work for paste, I'm sorry. You can also click your mouse at the beginning of where you want to select, scroll all the way down, if I can get the scroll. There it goes. Past the end of the questions, press the Shift key, and then click the mouse again. That will select everything. Whichever method you use to select everything, once everything's highlighted, then you want to copy it to the buffer. However you can do that. Again, right click, you can hit copy. You can hit Control C or Command C, and that will put it in the buffer. Once it's in the buffer, then you can go back and paste it into your document. So you simply click where you want to paste it. You're going to have to use the keyboard commands in Blackboard, so it's either going to be Command or Control V, and you will paste the information in there. It should come in a decent format so that everybody can see it. Then you simply hit Submit, and it will be submitted. Now, if you're using the web version of the document, again, if you click into the document somewhere and hit the Control or Command A, that should select everything. There is no select all feature in the pull down in the web version. However, you can click at the beginning of the document, scroll down to the bottom, and hit the Shift, and then click the mouse past it, and it will select everything. And then again, you can use the copy from the right-clicking, or however you pull up the pop-up menu in Apple, and it will do the same thing. So whichever method you do. So now we have posted our document. You have met the first week's obligation for this exam review or the discussion board. Remember, you need to answer as many of the questions as you can. If you have one or two that you do not know, it will be acceptable. Beyond that, go back and watch the video again, read the book again, and find the rest of the answers. Any more than 2 answers missing is a problem. You got plenty of time, as much time as you need to do this, so find all the answers. If there's, again, like 1 or 2 you can't find, that's why you're going to be looking at other people's answers. Now, for the follow-up post, I don't want to see anything that just says, hey, you did a great job, or anything of that. I don't need follow-up posts that are talking about what someone found most interesting. Your follow-up posts should all be on the exam review. They're going to be due 1 week after the original post is due. And what you need to do is you'll have to go find at least 3 different students who had a different answer than yours. You will then say, for, term whatever, I got this answer, and then you got this answer. You can cut and paste those answers and then say, what's the difference? I mean, which one do you think's right? You say, I think my answer's right because I found it in the book on page 281, or you can say, oh, now that I've looked at your answer, I realize my answer's wrong and you're right. Or you can simply say, hey, we both got different answers. I'm not sure which one of these is going to be on the test, but they both appear to be correct. So those are the only 3 options. You need to put their answer, you need to put your answer, and then you have to have one of the 3 options in comparing them. Say, I think you're right, I think I'm right, or I think either one of these could be right. But every one of your posts should have that information in it. Again, nothing saying, hey, you did a great job. Nothing saying that, hey, I think that was interesting too. No, this is where we're trying to get you to read everybody's answers for the exam review to better prepare you for the exam and to let you see that other people are seeing the same term from a different angle. So, again, that's kind of the structure of this. So be sure to get at least 3 of them done. They're worth 10 points each. And you definitely, your discussion's worth 10% of your final grade. So, that's actually, you don't do any of the discussions, you lose 3% off of your final grade. You don't want to do that. And it also, this is going to help you prepare for the exam. That's the whole purpose. If you do have any questions, please shoot me an email. Make a post to the Ask Your Instructor discussion board, even better, because your fellow students will get to see the question, and it may answer a question they have. Good luck, and we'll work with you the rest of the semester.